For our next adventure, we spun the globe to find a random location. After 30 minutes of spinning. Where are we going?
We are going to Tunisia.
What's in Tunisia?
I don't remember.
Shall we go find out?
Yes.
Let's go! After a not so early flight, because the sun's up and I don't like those 6 a.m. flights, we got on to get to Tunis, which is located in between Algeria and Libya. We took a 15-minute boat ride into the city. Just like the airport, the city is very modern and welcoming. Here's some basic facts about Tunis. It is home to 2.5 million people, and while the country's overall population is roughly about 12.2 million. The local currency is the dinar, and it is a relatively cheap city to be in and visit. We start our journey in Tunis city before we headed east, which is home to the coastline and also the Roman attractions, which we're going to go into a bit later. First, let's get started with the food and local culture. Anything with mint, hot or cold, is a winner. Having packed my charcoal tablets, I was living on the edge and gonna try out some of the street food. And this lady was cooking something called the maklou. The end product features spicy sauces, cheeses, and whatever else you want. I kept it basic, and it was very delicious. The rest of the family were not so gangster on trying the street food, so we went to a nice place and had a 3-course meal with a lot of local flavors, which was just delicious. The restaurant's in the notes, so if you're in Tunis, check this place out. Mint tea is one of the local specialty drinks, and you get a lot of it. In addition, try one of the local sweet stores. These are so good, and a lot of them are gluten-free, made from almond, hazelnut flour, and is delicious. Additionally, this Lebanese restaurant on the East Coast was the bomb. A typical breakfast at our boutique hotel. Now we're done with the food, let's jump to the Medina of Tunis, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The labyrinth of alleyways is filled with vibrant markets, historic mosques, and hidden treasures. And if you're gonna shop something here, don't forget to haggle for some unique souvenirs. Nicola was blown away by the fountains, and as her videographer, I had no choice but to shoot her dancing routines. This is the gate that leads to the Medina, and once you go in, it is tightly squeezed in, similar to Marrakesh, with a lot of vendors selling stuff. Am I lost? I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Google Maps is quite effective in Tunis and didn't get me astray or lost. So yes, trust the Google app. For navigating the city, walking is quite easily done. Watch out for the motorbikes. But in addition to it, I strongly recommend using the Bolt app to get around in the city. It's very efficient, reliable, and cheap. Once you're in the Medina, in the mid-city, you can walk around and see all the main attractions. It is quite easy to navigate. The Kasbah Square is quite a popular place, but on this occasion it is off limits as they have elections in a few days. We had a preference for the Medina, so we got back into the small, tiny streets and walked around to discover something new. My daughter was fascinated with the hundreds of cats all around the city and these nice tea rooms with Art Deco all over the wall. I got to one of the rooftops to see the Medina, and this is it. Okay, that is the sound of fireworks in the background. Now don't be alarmed, no reason to panic. Back on the streets, exploring and dancing our way through the Medina. Another city, and Nicole and I are still knocking on people's doors. The architecture is beautiful and there's so much to see, so much to taste, and so much to explore. So the Medina takes a good 3 to 4 hours to really get a good sense of the city and its offering. Seeing cats and art is one of the things you get used to in the Medina quite fast. There's lots of souvenirs to invest in and then question 3 months later, why the hell did you buy it? So I skipped those and I continued exploring the streets, discovering small cafes and indulging in mint tea and other treats. Wow, how's the drink?
Let's film this way.
After Nicola's entertainment with the straws at the cafe, we continue to chill out a bit before moving on. The Medina is well shaded, so you can sit down, relax, and take your time. There's no rush in this city. Oh yeah, and we tried to take a family photo. Almost there. Next, we headed to the Bardo Museum, which is home to one of the world's largest collections of Roman mosaics. Each piece tells us stories, offering a glimpse into ancient civilizations. What was very interesting at this museum is a lot of the Roman historic pieces was easily available for the audience to touch. Not that I encourage you to do that, or I tried not to do that myself, but just so you know. The museum is fairly large with 3 floors and a west-east wing, so it's gonna take up to 2 to 3 hours to fully explore it, and believe it or not, Nicola was actually quite entertained. I'm not usually a big fan of museums, but I have to say this place is really cool with all its mosaic tiles, the different textiles, the colors, the architecture. Everything was very interesting and kept us busy. Nicola kept practicing her yoga positions to keep herself busy at times, as focus is something we're working on. But yet she was intrigued by a lot of the artwork and sculptures. There's a nice cafe within the museum, and yes, you guessed it, it is mint tea time. And more cats, which was very entertaining to watch, and Nicola enjoyed interacting with them as well. What's your ice cream?
Cake.
What does it taste like?
Cream.
I know, I've got enough cat footage to make one of those classic YouTube cat videos. After a long break where Nicola got busy with the cats, we decided to get back into the museum and explore the rest. Let's go. Going to the museum with a child is no regular visit, and handstands becomes a thing. I also checked with the security team if it was okay for us touching the walls and taking handstands, and it was given the green light, but I try to encourage Nicola not to do it too much. Good morning.
Good morning. Good night.
We continued from room to room and were slowly coming towards the end of our exploration of the Bardo Museum. The museum is a very child-friendly location, and Nicola had the time of her life exploring it, seeing all the cool doors, all the colors of the mosaic tiles, and so on. After the museum experience, we decided to go to La Masra, which is on the east side of Tunis next to the coastline. We checked into a beautiful boutique hotel and decided to take a dip.
The water.
What?
Hello.
Can you go in the water?
Water is super warm. Correct?
Yeah.
As you can see, there is public transportation all throughout Tunis, but it is quite crowded, so I strongly recommend taking a Bolt ride or a taxi, especially when traveling with a kid.
What you doing?
We got to the local beach and I had to swim in Tunisia, and I have to say it was okay. The beach had a lot of broken glasses and it wasn't the cleanest place. Next up, on the east side of the city, we explored Sidi Bou Said, which is the Blue City, a postcard perfect village known for its blue doors, whitewashed buildings, and stunning sea views. Trust me, the views alone are worth the visit. This place gets quite touristy, and the typical tourist traps are very common over here, so watch out. One of the common tourist traps here is the falcon posing. I had two vendors with two separate falcons fighting about ownership of who owns me. Yep, that happened. Our journey through history continued at the ruins of Carthage. Once a powerful city of the ancient world, it is now a serene spot to take in Tunisia's rich past and coastal beauty. The unique experience here is you get to walk within the Roman ruins. You can touch the walls, not that I encourage you to do so. It is there for up-close inspection. Also, another thing you need to know is you can just buy one ticket and it gives you access to all 8 locations. We ended up playing hide and seek inside the Roman ruins, which is a bucket list experience, so I do encourage you to do that. It is quite spread out and not too crowded, which is beautiful.
I just gotta go back there.
Okay.
A lot of the buildings are very intact, so you can actually take shade from the sun by going underneath it, like you see below here.
We're going underneath in.
And that is a wrap as we bring this to a close, and I would love to come back to Tunisia and explore the other cities. Take a screenshot of this and enjoy your trip to Tunis. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can tune into the next adventure. Thanks for watching.